Greetings, ring bearers, it's Nox here, and again we're looking at Lord of the Rings, Heroes of Middle-earth. And they've just announced a marquee event for Arwen. Now, before we get into the actual kit, those of you who are not familiar with marquee events, these were events which they had in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, whereby they would give you the character in a series of events so that you would become familiar with how they worked. Now, generally, you would unlock that character at a 3-star level. Now, we don't know if that's going to be the case for Lord of the Rings. However, considering it's the same company, it's probably a good expectation to have. The event on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes tends to run for 2 days, and I believe you would normally have to be level 60. Now, as this is a brand new game, I'm guessing that level requirement will be dropped. But to what level? Who knows? It may be open to everyone. And of course, because we know, again from history in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, that these marquee events were normally followed by the legendary, which then required the characters from the marquee events, there's a high chance that Arwen here will be required to unlock Lord Elrond. Now, she is a light side hero, unsurprisingly, and she's going to be in the support role with the Elf and Rivendell tags. And already here it says she will be working really well with Leliel and Elra here. Now, why Lomian isn't recommended in here is a bit of a mystery, because he is also an Elf and Rivendell, and being an attacker would also be a possible choice. But let's get into her kit. Her first ability is Guarded Slash, where she will attack the enemy for 90% damage and 50% chance to grant 1 stack of defense to the most wounded squad member. So that's obviously at level 1, and then at level 6 with a maximum upgrade, attack the target for 180% damage and always grant 1 stack of defensive to the most wounded squad member. So even on her basic attack, she is going to be granting defensive to whoever is the most wounded. Now, obviously, if you have a tank in there and they've taken damage, the chances are that that defensive stack will go to the tank. That defensive will always block the next hit from an enemy attack. Now, you could use this ability to just protect your characters on low health, or with this ability on someone like Ugluk, where he blocks, he will inflict weak-minded for 1 turn on the enemy that attacked. So already, even though there is no real synergy between Arwen here and other characters, there's still something to be thinking about. Her first special, Deadly Earnest, has a stamina cost of 3, and at the first level she will attack the enemy for 130% damage and dispel 1 boon, quite useful for getting rid of those taunts or advantage or any other boons that the enemy may have. At maximum level, you attack the enemy for 270% damage and dispel 2 boons. Not only that, you then gain 20% turn meter and an additional 20% per boon on herself. So very quickly, if somehow you manage to get 4 boons on her, she will use this attack and be ready to attack immediately straight away. That in itself is kind of incredible. Now obviously, we don't know exactly what the damage is here, but it's certainly going to be one she's going to be using in earnest. Her second special ability is the Evening Star, where it says the stamina cost is 4 and the upgraded cost is 5. I'm going to presume they've got those numbers the wrong way around, so it would start at 5 and then gets reduced to 4. It would seem odd for stamina to increase as you progress the actual skill, but we will see. The ability description at unlock will be to cleanse 1 Bane from the 2 squad members with the most Banes, fair enough, and grant 1 stack of regeneration for 1 turn to all squad members. Now, regeneration will heal at the beginning of their turn 5% of their health. This ability on its own will cause people who rely on AoEs to have a little bit of trouble in the arena. At maximum upgrade, it will cleanse 1 Bane from all squad members, grant 1 stack of regeneration for 1 turn to all squad members, and an additional stack to squad members below 50% health. So now, on turn, they'll be getting 10% of their health back rather than 5. It will also grant immunity, which is immunity to Banes, for 1 turn to the most wounded Rivendell squad member. So it's important to note it's Rivendell, not necessarily elves here. But it is only immunity, so you're not really losing out on much there. Her passive ability is the Light of Rivendell, which, when you unlock it, means that a squad member that drops below 50% health gets a 50% chance to get a stack of Nimble, so you can dodge the next hit. This can only trigger once per squad member, so it's only the first time you drop below 50% health, not every single time. However, at maximum upgrade, when a squad member drops below 50% health, they always get that first stack of Nimble. If they're a light character, you get a 50% chance to cleanse 1 Bane, and again, it can only trigger once per squad member. And then you just gain 10% damage. So that's just good all round. It's not restricted to Rivendell, it's just good in any team whatsoever. So my overall impression of Arwen is, although I'm guessing she will be needed for Lord Elrond, she will pretty much go in any team you wish to put together. Obviously, she gets much more benefit if you can actually get buffs onto her. And so people like Lady Arwen would actually be probably more beneficial than the elves that they're showing. My question is, who would she replace? And that is a tricky question to answer until we actually see what damage she actually does on her attacks. Adding the defense on her basic attack is an amazing skill. The regeneration will certainly be useful, and possibly even needed in the Mines of Moria raid when it's actually out. Being able to take 2 turns in a row is an amazing feat, and the possibility of adding a Nimble to dodge the next attack is certainly something which would be very useful in the raids. Obviously, once the event is unlocked, we'll be seeing if we do actually get her at 3-star and if we can actually use her in any of the teams which are currently running. I will certainly give her a try, assuming, of course, I can actually get up to level in time. Let me know what you think of this character in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you next time.